Hello, sixth form, how are you? Today we're going to continue with Billionaire Boy, Chapter 10. Chapter 10, Dog Spit. As Joe scurried across the playground to the dining room, all the other kids swarmed around him. Joe kept his head down. He didn't like this instant superstardom at all. Voices whirled around him. Hey, bum boy, I'll be your best friend. My bike got nicked. Buy us a new one, mate. Lend us a $5. Let me be your bodyguard. Do you know Justin Timberlake? My granny needs a new bungalow. Give us $100,000, will ya? How many helicopters have you got? Why do you bother going to school anyway? You are rich. Can I have your autograph? Why don't you have a massive party at yours on Saturday night? Can I have a lifetime supply of bog rolls? Why don't you buy the school and sack all the teachers? Can you just buy me a bag of Maltsters? All right then, one Maltster? You are so mean. Joe started running. The crowd started running too. Joe slowed down. The crowd slowed down too. Joe turned and walked in the other direction. The crowd turned and walked in the other direction. A little ginger-haired girl tried to grab his bag, and he thumped her hand away with his fist. Ow! My hand is probably broken, she cried. I am going to sue you for 10 million pounds. Hit me, said another voice. No, me, hit me, said another. A tall boy with glasses had a better idea. Kick me in the leg and we can settle out of court for 2 million, please. Joe sprinted into the school dining room. That was one place that was guaranteed to be empty at lunchtime. Joe struggled to force the double doors back on the tsunami of school children, but it was no use. They burst through, flooding the room. Form an orderly queue, shouted the dinner lady, Mrs. Truff. Joe walked up to the serving counter. Now, what would you like today, young Joe? She said with a warm smile. I have a very stinging nettle soup to start today. I am not that hungry today. Maybe I'll go straight to the main course, Mrs. Truff. It's chicken breast. Oh, that sounds nice. Yes, it comes in a dog spit sauce. Or for vegetarians, I have deep-fried blue tack. Joe gulped. It's so hard to decide. See, I had some dog spit only last night. That's a shame. I'll give you a plate of the fried blue tack then, said the dinner lady, as she dumped a lump of something blue and greasy and vomiting-inducing onto Joe's plate. If you ain't having lunch, then get out, cried Mrs. Truff at the crowd, still cowering at the doors. Spud's dad has an helicopter, Mrs. Truff, came a voice from the back. He's super rich, came another. He's charged, came a third. Just give me a dead arm, Spud, and I will take $250,000, came a tiny voice from the back. I said out, shouted Mrs. Truff. The crowd reluctantly retreated and contented themselves with staring at Joe through the grimy windows. With his knife, he removed the batter from the blue lump underneath. Now that raw potato seemed like food of the gods. After a few moments, Mrs. Truffle limped over to his table. Why are they all staring at you like that? She asked kindly, as she slowly slumped her heavy frame down next to him. Well, it's a long story, Mrs. Truffle. You can tell me, pet, said Mrs. Truff. I'm a school dinner lady. I reckon I've heard it all. Right. Well, Joe finished chewing the large lump of blue tack he had in his mouth and told the old dinner lady everything. About how his father had invented Bumfresh, how they now lived in a massive mansion, how they once had an orangutan as a butler. She was very jealous of that bit. and how no one would have guessed a thing had his stupid dad not landed his stupid helicopter in the playground. All the time he talked, the other kids continued to stare through the windows at him like he was an animal in the zoo. I am so sorry, Joe, said Mrs. Truffle. I must be awful for you, you poor thing. Well, not poor exactly, but you know what I mean. Thank you, Mrs. Truffle. Joe was surprised anyone would ever feel sorry for someone who had everything. It's not easy. I don't know who to trust anymore. All the kids in the school seem to want something from me now. Yeah, I bet, said Mrs. Truffle, bringing out an M&S sandwich from her bag. You bring a packed lunch? Asked Joe, surprised. Oh, yes, I wouldn't eat this filth. It's disgusting, she said. Her hand crept across the table and rested on his. Well, thanks for listening, Mrs. Truffle. That's okay, Joe. I am here for you anytime. You know that. Anytime. She smiled. Joe smiled too. Now, said Mrs. Truffle, I just need 10,000 quid for a hip replacement.